If you're someone who seems calm and collected to everyone around you, but on the inside you feel restless, overstimulated, or unable to quiet your mind, I want you to stay with me for just a few minutes. A lot of women live this way and don't even realize that something is happening beneath the surface. You might get through the day just fine. You show up for work, you take care of the family, you keep everything together. And from the outside, it probably looks like you're handling life gracefully. But the moment you're alone, that moment you finally have some stillness, something shifts. Instead of softer, your emotions rise to the surface. Your body suddenly feels the heaviness you've been pushing through all day. And rest doesn't actually feel like rest. It feels like another battle that you're trying to win. If silence makes you uneasy, if slowing down makes you restless, or if you wake up tired even after sleeping, this isn't about motivation or discipline. This is about understanding what your mind and your body and your spirit have been trying to communicate for far longer than you've had the language for. Something a lot of women carry is this kind of exhaustion that no one around them sees, and it doesn't come from laziness or lack of sleep or being disorganized. It's rooted in years of being the one who holds everything. You might be that person who everyone turns to for help, the one who rarely falls apart because you don't actually have the space to do so. You're the one who keeps functioning even when your capacity is stretched completely thin. And you're so good at it. You're good at being strong. You're good at being dependable. You're good at being the one who just keeps on going. But because you've learned how to function at a high level, even while overwhelmed, no one sees the internal cost of that strength. And they don't see what happens when you finally sit down at the end of the day and your body suddenly remembers how tired it actually is. They don't see the tightness in your chest that appears from out of nowhere. They don't see the tension in your neck and in your shoulders that never fully relaxes. They don't see how overstimulation shows up for you. Maybe it's sensitivity to noise or light, or needing time alone, or feeling irritable even when you don't want to be. And they don't see how much time you spend in your head, replaying conversation after conversation, analyzing tiny moments, scanning for problems, imagining the worst case scenarios when nothing is wrong. There's often this quiet sense of disconnection, like you're going through the motions but not fully experiencing them for yourself. You can be in a room full of people and still feel like you're somewhere else. You can be with your family and still feel distant inside of your own body. And that's what so many women mistake for as stress, when it's really something deeper. Your system has forgotten what it feels like to be safe enough to fully rest. We're often told that overthinking is a mindset thing, something you should be able to fix with better habits or more positivity. But overthinking is rarely about the mind itself. It's almost always a sign that your nervous system has been running on survival mode for way too long. When your body feels like it needs to be on guard, your mind steps in to protect you. It starts scanning for danger, even if danger is emotional instead of physical. It analyzes conversations, trying to anticipate every outcome, and prepares for things that aren't even happening because it thinks that staying alert will keep you safe. And this can come from many different places in your life. You may have grown up in a home where you had to stay alert, where emotions were unpredictable, or where being prepared was the only way to avoid conflict. You might have been in relationships where you didn't feel emotionally safe, so your system learned to stay ahead of disappointment or rejection. Motherhood can also shift your system into constant vigilance, always listening, always checking, always anticipating, even when your child is safe. Workplace burnout can do it too. When you spend years operating at a pace your body wasn't built for, your nervous system stops believing that rest is even an option. All of these experiences teach your body the same lesson: stay alert, don't relax, something might go wrong. And so your mind becomes loud. Your breath becomes shallow, your sleep becomes restless, your patience feels thinner, your body stays tense even when you're trying to rest. This is why calm feels unfamiliar to you, because your system doesn't trust it yet. This is why doing nothing feels uncomfortable, because your body learned that stillness is dangerous. This is why you feel restless during quiet moments, because your nervous system hasn't experienced enough safety to actually settle. And here's something crucial. You cannot journal your way out of survival mode. You cannot mindset your way out of hypervigilance. You cannot meditate your way into peace if your body doesn't feel safe in itself. When your nervous system is dysregulated, even the best self-care tools won't land. Not because you aren't trying, it's because you're trying to heal the wrong layer of your experience. This is something I understand on a deep personal level because I spent years living with the same internal storm. People always described me as calm, confident, grounded. They assumed I handled life gracefully. And on the outside, that's exactly how it looked. But internally, I was constantly bracing for impact. I woke up tired. My breath stayed shallow. My mind never stopped moving, even if I did. I didn't feel connected to myself. Even on my good days, I literally felt like a shell of myself. And I tried everything that I was told to try. I journaled, I meditated, I bought the planners, I reorganized my routines. I read all of the self-help books. I tried being more positive, more disciplined, more grateful. Nothing changed. And it wasn't because I wasn't committed. It's because none of those things reached the part of me that needed support, my nervous system. I had been carrying patterns from childhood, from heartbreak, from burnout, from the responsibilities of motherhoods, patterns that trained my body to stay tense and alert all of the time. Everything shifted when I finally understood that my body wasn't working against me. It was actually trying to protect me. And the moment I stopped trying to force myself into calm and started working with my body gently and intentionally, everything shifted. My breath softened, my thoughts slowed, my sleep deepened, my reactions became calmer, and for the first time in a long time, I could feel peace instead of performing it. The way I help women now reflects that entire journey. We don't focus on forcing calm or pushing through. We focus on teaching your body that it no longer needs to be in survival mode. We begin with the body, not the thoughts. We use breathwork in ways that signals to your system that it is safe to soften. We use somatic techniques to release tension that has been held onto for too long. We explore emotional patterns gently at the pace your body can actually handle. We rebuild trust between your mind, body, and spirit so that they can work together rather than against each other. Because once your body feels safe and your mind doesn't have to overthink, your spirit switches on into receiving mode. Once your body settles, your anxiety naturally decreases. Once your system shifts into regulation, your boundaries become clearer, your energy becomes steadier, your sleep becomes deeper, and your sense of self becomes so much stronger. Peace becomes accessible. It becomes something you feel, not something you have to pretend. And the most powerful part in this, you don't have to become a different person to experience all of this goodness. You just need to build a different relationship with your body. If you're still here and this is resonating with you, I want to guide you through one simple practice that will help shift your entire system very gently, and I truly mean gently. Place one hand on your chest, one hand on your belly, and soften your eyes or close them if you feel comfortable. Take a slow, deep breath in through your nose, deep into your belly for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold your breath for a minute. And then exhale slowly through your mouth for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. As you breathe, notice this. If your shoulders can drop a little bit more. Notice if your jaw can release even slightly. Notice if your belly can expand without holding tight. You're not trying to force your body to relax. You're simply giving it permission to. And if you feel emotional, that's normal. When the body finally feels safe enough to soften, even a little emotions may arise to the surface. Please let them. This is your system finally releasing instead of holding. If this helped you understand what's happening inside of you and you want more support, more guidance, more breath work, more nervous system education, and more tools to help you feel grounded and safe in your body again, I'd love to have you come find me on Instagram. That's where I share daily practices, reminders, and conversations that help women rebuild a sense of internal calm, real inner stability, and deeper connections to themselves. You don't have to navigate this alone. You are allowed to have support.